Hey guys, it's your devious fellow Hydro here. I'm here today with a question commonly amongst many fandoms and enthusiasts of its kind. Why do fandoms become toxic? Now, no matter how wholesome a franchise might be, it will still harbor some sort of toxic members in its circle. But for most people, a few specific fandoms come to mind. And what you see on your screen is primarily what this question is tailored for. Now, I'm not a professional in any of the schools of thought that I will use to answer this question, so please note this is my analysis and theories posed from my own personal experience. Now, with that being said, let's jump right into point number one. To start off with my first point, we will look at how pride directly correlates to insecurity, and how both of those influence an individual's role in a specific fandom. For many fandoms, those withheld in them are personally invested in its characters, story, and world. Because these factors are so intertwined with our very souls, it's common for our interpretations to also be as such. In many cases, the way we view a text is on a personal level, is in itself a part of our very being. This is why when conflicting opinions and interpretations are introduced by others, it can offend us. We view this opposition as not just a rejection of what we believe, but also a rejection of ourselves. This alleged attack on us plays at the human insecurities of being outcasted, rejected, and disowned. This attack can make us feel as if our opinion was wrong or invalid. No person enjoys being wrong. Our pride as humans causes us to always want to be right. So to ensure that we are right, we harass back to push others to believe our own interpretations as the truth. This inevitably causes ourselves to make others feel as if their interpretations are invalid, thus repeating the cycle until everyone in a particular community is at each other's throats. Fortunately, there is a remedy to this cycle of offense and defensive behavior: humility.
Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the only antidote to shame.
In some cases, our theories and interpretations of a text could be straight up incorrect. When this happens, we can't assume that we ourselves are wrong as a person and attack opposing viewpoints on an emotional basis to prove how right we are, but instead to be open to the fact that there was a fault in our thought and move on. Humility is an important virtue. It's not boasting or overconfidence, so as we are to believe that we can never be incorrect, and it's not cowardly either, to the point where we believe that there is something wrong with us as a person. It's a fine equilibrium between the two. So instead of arguing with our fellow community members, we should be open to conversation and debate to grow as a whole. My second point is a misconception about truth. We cannot risk being so prideful in our own truths that we deny or attack the opinions of others. In many cases, multiple truths can exist at once. Often, ignorance to this is how an argument breaks out. People are so worried about being wrong that they forget that both parties could in fact be correct. People's interpretations are often independent of one another. This means that just because one person is incorrect, it doesn't necessarily invalidate the opinion of another. Unfortunately, people are blind to this possibility. For many, one's truth is their quote-unquote safe space, and opposing thoughts are a threat to this safety. This scenario is common amongst humanity in modern times. You see it beyond simple fandoms, but also in questions of politics and morality. However, despite whatever a debate may ensue over an interpretation of a specific text, there is one absolute truth that rules above all others. This absolute truth is created by the author of a specific text. This absolute truth is the ultimate threat to those within these quote-unquote safe spaces, because there is no logical way to argue against it. Because an author's canon is an escapable reality, people shut down to hearing it. They refuse to change their ideals and opinions and no longer want to hear the truth. Because the author's truth is not the same as their truth. From my perception, these 2 points seem to be the fundamentals as to how a community can become toxic. Pride and ignorance are often to lead a group doomed to destruction. There are other factors that can poison a community's purity, but that's for another conversation entirely. Tell me in the comments what you think leads a community to becoming toxic. I appreciate you for sticking to this video until the end. Hydro out.